Hello, everyone. When people talk about Melvin Van Peebles, they often focus on the legend. The revolutionary filmmaker, the fearless storyteller, the man who broke barriers Hollywood swore could never be broken. But what almost no one talks about is the mystery that haunted his name for decades, a mystery so deeply buried and so bizarre that, when the truth finally surfaced, it shocked even those who thought they knew everything about him. And today, we're diving into that terrifying truth, unraveling a story that stretches from the backrooms of 1970s Hollywood to secretive political circles, to the shadowy underbelly of the film industry that spent years trying to silence him. Because Melvin Van Peebles wasn't just a filmmaker, he was a disruptor, someone whose art wasn't merely entertainment, but activism, defiance, rebellion. And from the moment Sweet Sweetback's Bada Sais song dropped like a cinematic bomb, Hollywood knew this man wasn't going to play by their rules. But what we didn't know, until now, was that the backlash he faced wasn't just anger, wasn't just racism, wasn't just industry politics. It was something far darker. Behind the scenes, Melvin was being followed, monitored, quietly blacklisted, and secretly investigated by forces that had nothing to do with movies and everything to do with control. Because the themes he explored, police brutality, government corruption, liberation, were so explosive in that era that certain groups saw him not as an artist, but as a threat. And Angie Dickinson herself recalled that Melvin once admitted he felt like someone was watching him. Not in a paranoid, dramatic way, but in a cold, measured tone that suggested real danger. And it turns out he wasn't imagining it. Newly uncovered documents and testimonies from those who worked closest to him confirm that Melvin was being pressured, intimidated, and warned to tone it down, to stop pushing so hard, to stop exposing systems of power that wanted their secrets intact. And yet, instead of shrinking, he pushed harder, creating films, books, and performances that hit nerves powerful people didn't want hit. And that's when things took a sinister turn. Unexplained break-ins where nothing was stolen, anonymous calls at night, screenings sabotaged, business partners backing out with no explanation, and Melvin confiding to close friends that he felt boxed in from all sides, like a man walking through a maze designed to trap him. But the mystery that haunted his legacy wasn't just why the industry turned on him, it was how he managed to stay afloat, stay creative, stay alive through a storm that should have crushed him. And the answer, now uncovered through interviews and archived material, is both inspiring and deeply unsettling. Melvin had developed a system, a network of supporters, activists, artists, organizers, and insiders who shielded him, funded him, hid him when necessary, and ensured his work could keep going. A kind of underground creative resistance that Hollywood never fully knew existed. And this network became his lifeline, his armor, and ultimately the key to understanding how he survived forces determined to break him. But the truly terrifying part is this. The very forces that tried to silence him later admitted, off the record, that they considered him dangerous, not because he was violent or radical, but because he was effective. His films were changing conversations, shifting culture, breaking illusions, and exposing cracks in institutions that relied on public ignorance. And when a single filmmaker can shake the foundation of entire systems, those systems respond in ways designed to intimidate and erase. What finally solves the mystery of Melvin Van Peebles isn't a dramatic revelation about his past, but the chilling recognition of how far powerful groups were willing to go to stop him. The smear campaigns, the silent bans, the quiet erasure attempts, the classified files on his movements, and the orchestrated effort to make sure his groundbreaking work never reached the level of influence it deserved. The truth is terrifying because it reveals the cost of telling the unfiltered truth in an industry and a world built on illusions. And what makes Melvin's story truly haunting is that even after his passing, documents and testimonies continue to surface, confirming that his suspicions were real. His warnings were justified, and his fight was far bigger than anyone realized at the time. And so the mystery is finally solved. Melvin Van Peebles wasn't just a rebel filmmaker fighting Hollywood. He was a man standing against a machine that wanted him silent. And the fact that he kept creating anyway is nothing short of extraordinary. A legacy carved not just in film history, but in courage, resistance, and a truth so unsettling the world wasn't ready to face it until now. Thanks for watching.